This is Markin Out. Pro Wrestling Talk by Pro Wrestling fans. We marking out, y'all. Follow on Twitter. Pro Wrestling Talk by Pro Wrestling fans. We marking out, y'all. Marking Out. Pro Wrestling Talk by Pro Wrestling fans. We marking out, y'all. Brennan likes fisting. Pro Wrestling Talk by Pro Wrestling fans. We marking out, y'all. We're marking out. Pro Wrestling Talk by Pro Wrestling fans.
Welcome to Markin Out. Pro Wrestling Talk by Pro Wrestling fans. This is episode 773. Thanks for listening. Make sure that you are subscribed and downloading on all the platforms which you are listening to your podcast, such as Spotify. Buy a t-shirt over at ProWrestlingTees.com/markinout. There's going to be a Thanksgiving sale, a Black Friday sale. Make sure that you don't neglect your marks over here. Go buy a t-shirt.
I think the sale's already done by the time they're listening.
For the next sale that takes place, buy a t-shirt. And also give a like, Facebook.com and /markinout, whatever it is. Go like it on Facebook.
Oh, actually,
give
the
us
sale
a follow.
goes to Sunday, so.
There you go.
Black
go
Friday 2025. Use that code. 25% off. Marking Out t-shirts. ProWrestlingTees.com/markingout.
Yeah, buy all of it. And then give us a follow on TikTok at Markin Out, Instagram Markin11, Twitter at Markin Out. You can follow me, Dave the Rave, at David PT DPT, Chris at Chris Sweendog on Twitter, and CM Sweeney85 on Instagram. And Brandon, as you heard him already, on all platforms at BTTG161. Brandon, how are you?
I am doing awesome as always. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. I am ready for Survivor Series.
Yes,
that's for sure.
I am pumped for some of the matches at Survivor Series. I will say that. I also hope everybody enjoyed their Thanksgiving. This is pre-Thanksgiving for us, post-Thanksgiving for you. So we do appreciate you being stuffed and going to us to listen. For your entertainment.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for listening to us. We appreciate you.
But obviously we don't know how Thanksgiving was. We could talk about that next week. Are you doing anything for Thanksgiving? Did you do anything for Thanksgiving?
I am going to be going to New Jersey.
Is that a Freudian slip?
I don't know. Maybe. New Jersey. What about you?
Going out to the Hamptons.
Haven't been there. Fancy.
Have not been there in many years. I'm excited. They deep fry their turkey there, so
look at you, fancy over here going to the Hamptons.
I'll report back for next week. Yeah,
Brandon is very ritzy, very ritzy.
But I'm not cooking anything yet. I feel like I need to make stuffing because for some reason they don't make that stuffing bread year round.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need stuffing at Thanksgiving dinner.
I mean, I'm assuming they're going to have stuffing. They always have stuffing. I just need my own. I like my own stuffing. It's really good. Not to toot my own horn, but toot.
Not toot.
But yeah, I didn't really do anything this week. I'm sure you didn't do anything.
No.
So let's get on to Monday Night Raw. Where was that? Live in Oklahoma City, if I'm not mistaken. Kicked off. This was annoying, by the way. It kicked off Roman Reigns. 10 minutes or so go by. Acknowledge me. That was it. And then Cody Rhodes came out to question why Roman Reigns is doing WarGames. And he said that he's been in the war. He's been part of the war. Cody is the one that's joining now. I liked that aspect of this opening segment. This whole segment, though, was like a waste of time to me.
Yeah.
And then Roman said that he's joining his family on the team, so he's there for that. He's there to see that through or whatever, which is still
even though he didn't want to see them until December.
It's so, I swear to God, I don't even know, like, what was the point of them doing that? Was that like an ad-lib sort of line?
I mean, it must have been he must have just said it as a joke.
I don't know.
I will bet you that he just said it as a joke that I don't talk to me until December.
Until Christmas.
Or whatever you said.
I don't want to
after
see you
Christmas.
until Christmas. And then after that, Cody Rhodes extended his hand for a handshake. CM Punk showed up. He told the crowd to acknowledge them. I liked that line. Because it's not just acknowledge Roman Reigns. It's not just acknowledge Cody Rhodes. It's not just acknowledge CM Punk. It's acknowledge all of us. And then CM Punk said that he's the captain. It's his show. They're on Monday Night Raw. They're not on SmackDown. Roman Reigns said that he hates the Vision more than he hates CM Punk, so that's why they're good on teaming together. No mention of the Zebros. That was annoying. You got Zootopia 2 coming out. They're both playing Zebros. I thought for sure that line was getting snuck in there somewhere, but that didn't happen.
I thought that WWE touted them being included in the movie already, though.
Yeah, but if you're on Monday Night Raw watching live, you're like, oh, what are the Zebros? Let me check out the Zebros. Apparently, it's about to break major box off records. Box office. Did I say box off?
There you
twice?
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, box off
twice. Yeah, box office records. But Roman Reigns said that the title would look good on him. He left. CM Punk's like, who's he talking to? Roman was like, oh, that's for you two to figure out. I feel like that's not CM Punk he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that title was created because Roman Reigns had the other two titles. It could be the title TM that he's talking about, but, like, I just doubt that. And then later on, we saw the Usos meet up with them to talk about their advantage match. No mention of the last time they saw Roman Reigns. Everything was all, like, fine and dandy. There was no mention of that Christmas line, so I'm going to hold on to that one for quite some time.
Yeah, you're not letting that go.
I don't think I can. How could you?
It meant nothing. It was nothing.
I mean, who knows?
But yeah, it was nothing.
Well, the first match of Monday Night Raw saw Gunther pick up the victory over Carmelo Hayes to advance in the Last Time Is Now tournament. Storyline-wise in this match, Gunther definitely went into this completely underestimating Carmelo Hayes, which maybe rightfully so on Gunther's behalf. Melo got right into it and took control. And I liked something that we've seen, like a major part of Gunther's stories as of late, is that sleeper hold. And we saw Carmelo Hayes use the sleeper hold multiple times in this match.
Yeah, I like the fact that Carmelo Hayes really had a fighting chance in this matchup. Yeah. Like, there was many times where it made you wonder whether or not he was going to be able to pull it off somehow.
He was able to hit the first 48. He went for it another time, though, and Gunther blocked it. He did end up going for nothing but net. Gunther chops him off the top rope. Chops him on the apron. Or went to chop him on the apron. Carmelo Hayes moved, so Gunther chops the ring post. I liked something that we saw in the other match. I liked that we saw a count-out tease here. Because that's how Carmelo Hayes advanced in the tournament. And we saw him again go for nothing but net. Gunther moved, hit a clothesline, hit a powerbomb. Carmelo Hayes kicked out of that. I think everybody that's been in this tournament, for the most part, has looked absolutely incredible.
I agree with you. I think that this entire tournament has been just so much fun to be watching.
So many people are calling it a failure. I 100% disagree with that.
Yeah, I agree with you. This was far from a failure. I mean, it's great to see everybody doing what they're doing, and it's fun. It's been a lot of fun to just watch these guys go at it, and I think that it's fun to see Ziggler and Ryder and all of the people that we really didn't expect to be there.
Well, I feel like they're the main unexpected ones. You saw Carmelo Hayes.
It's just fun.
Carmelo Hayes got locked in another sleeper, got out of that, or got up from it, I should say. He didn't get out of it necessarily. Gunther let him out, hit another powerbomb, 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Even with that
like
loss,
this match a
Carmelo
lot.
Hayes looked good.
Yeah. Carmelo Hayes looked like a superstar coming out of this matchup. Mm-hmm. Next up, you had Solo pick up the victory over Penta, but now the problem is that it was by ref stoppage. They put on it was a solid match to begin with, but it didn't really last too long because Penta went for a Hurricanrana from the barricade to Solo, and the way that he landed right on his left shoulder. Right away, he called over the referee. They went to a commercial break, and by the time they came back, they called the match off.
Which I didn't notice anything was wrong when the move actually happened, and then you go back and watch it. And Penta said that he'll be back very soon, so I do hope that means very soon and not like an extended amount of time. I hope he's fine.
Yeah. That's the thing. I feel like when I was watching it, I saw what happened, and I didn't like the way that he landed or anything like that. It just didn't look good to me, safe-wise. But, yeah, I hope that like he didn't dislocate his shoulder or tear a muscle in there or something.
I forget who said it. Somebody said that Penta wanted to pop it in right then and there and continue the match, but medical wouldn't let him.
No, it's not good to pop it back in. And even if you popped it back in, you shouldn't be going back out there to wrestle. That wouldn't be any good for him.
We saw Dominic Mysterio talk about how he's going to embarrass John Cena in San Diego at WarGames. And he said that John Cena's not there. It doesn't matter how much the fans cheer for him. And then John Cena's music hit. The fans go absolutely nuts, which I feel like when you look at this Last Time Is Now tour, I feel like you're kind of stupid for thinking John Cena might have been there unscheduled. Mm-hmm. But it's pro wrestling, so I 100% understand popping like that in the crowd. And then you saw it's
the same thing as if somebody thought Triple H was going to be appearing at a live event.
No, Triple H was not advertised at all. I believe he was he even injured at that time? And they were just playing the video package where his injury return at Madison Square Garden happened.
Yeah, you never know.
But John Cena's music hit. A little person dressed as John Cena showed up. A little person dressed as Stu. The one playing John Cena was Psycho from Micro Wrestling and Big Little Brawlers. And the one playing Stu, I forget, what was it? Was it Lil Tucker, I think? I think that's what it was. So
I think so.
And then Dom does his promo with him. John Cena ends up, storyline-wise, going off script, and I thought that was absolutely hilarious because the person that Dominic hired, I guess, to, like, make fun of John Cena ends up being like, nah, I respect John Cena too much to to go along with this. And he looked great in the ring, getting kicked by Dominic and doing everything that they did. Mm-hmm. So good on them for Psycho being able to sell and everything. So I thought that was good. But
yeah, the biggest thing that I totally popped for Stu.
Yeah, that was
I
funny.
popped for them.
I have no idea how Stu himself wasn't laughing at that, but and then this was a very hilarious, controversial segment. Obviously, people are like, "Oh, Vince is back. This has Vince written all over it. He's booking great.
Why would this be controversial?
This is out of touch with today's day or whatever. Forget what the terminology
okay,
is. I think it was good.
Were they really saying that?
This is pro wrestling. This is what it is.
Well, forget pro wrestling. Do they not? Obviously, these people. These are. Oh, I almost cursed. These are stupid IWC smarks.
I think, by the way, I believe the biggest one of all, Meltzer, said this as well.
Freaking idiot. I don't know why Meltzer is even still a thing. There's too many marks out there.
Not the Vince's back portion of it. Just this has no business being in pro wrestling in 2025.
Okay, so how about this, Meltzer? Would you rather these people not get hired at all or not have their their wrestling promotion? Because he'd rather them probably be unemployed. I mean, did he not listen to Hornswoggle on CVV? Or any
Stephanie McMahon
single
as
time
well.
that Hornswoggle has spoken about Peter Dinklage and what he has done to society with them? Like, so stupid. It's out of touch. How about it's great because it's giving these people work and hiring them?
Yeah.
So go fly a kite. That's what I say.
Dom hits the five-knuckle shuffle, which I think, by the way, might have been the best five-knuckle shuffle we've seen in years.
I'm going to say I didn't like it.
What? I think that was like so much more like the original five-knuckle shuffle than what John Cena does now.
I'm going to say that it was revealed as him not actually hitting the wrestler.
I mean, that's literally pro wrestling. What are you talking about?
So the thing I didn't like about that was the camera angle. So the camera
I
angle
feel like
that they
I didn't
did because
notice
he wasn't.
I didn't notice him not connect.
Oh, I noticed it right away. So because of the camera angle, because the way that he had them set up wasn't like how John Cena's been doing it. You know, it wasn't laying horizontal. They were laying
John
vertical,
Cena, every single time I see him hit it, you see him not hit it.
Yeah, but the camera angle for this one,
Well,
if they just shifted
also,
it to give
Dom
the front...
was the other way. Dom was facing the other way, so...
Exactly. If they actually had the hard cam,
or I should say, Psycho
angle,
was the other way.
Yeah, if they had the hard cam angle, it would have looked fine. But because they went off center to the left, you were able to see the side view of it, and that I didn't like.
Well,
if
he
it was
followed
hard
it
cam,
up,
it would have been fine.
hit a 619, hit a frog splash, and then finally, Rey Mysterio ran down. Dominic left. And it led right into Rey Mysterio's match, so I was glad that happened.
What a heel Rey Mysterio is.
Mm-hmm.
Who does that? That's like Charlotte Flair waiting for Alexa Bliss to get beaten down by Lash Legend and Nia Jax. And then after she's all beaten and bloody to a pulp, then her theme song hits and she comes on out. Rey Mysterio, he could have... After that guy... Just after Dom kicked him right down to the ground and even hit him with the five-knuckle shuffle, the theme song for Rey Mysterio could have came on down. He didn't have to wait for him to hit the frog splash and everything like that.
Also,
what a heel.
Also, I'm kind of glad that a few weeks ago it seemed like they teased Rey Mysterio versus Dominic at Survivor Series, where like it almost sounded like it was going to be Rey's retirement match. So I'm glad that they...
Oh,
maybe that was not even like ever the case, but I'm glad that's not the route that they went.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't think that at all or get that vibe.
I almost feel like we're going to be seeing Rey versus Dominic. I feel like how could you possibly do this not in WWE? But I feel like it'll be taking place in AAA.
For what, the matchup?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think that's going to be AAA. You know, I think that's going to be a AAA main event.
So we saw after that Rey Mysterio pick up the victory over JD McDonough. The referee caught Finn Balor cheating and didn't kick Finn Balor from ringside. I didn't get that. I didn't get that at all.
I didn't get it either.
Rey Mysterio eventually he goes for a 619. JD reversed it with a Spanish fly. That almost looked scary. With the landing.
Uh-huh.
Finn Balor got involved again, and Rey Mysterio ended up dropping JD into Finn Balor. Hit the 619. As soon as the match ends, Finn Balor went after Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio, little cat and mouse, escaped.
I don't know if I like that.
Him escaping?
Yeah, the cat mouse thing. I don't know. I didn't like the cat-mouse
I didn't have
aspect.
a problem with that.
I could have done without it. I don't know. I could have done without that part. But next up, you had the heel women's WarGames team. Pretty much a big highlight for their unity and what they're about to do this coming Saturday.
Yeah, Becky Lynch, at first she yelled about losing the Intercontinental Championship to Maxine last week. Maxine, by the way, there was like a never-ending backstage segment of women wanting the Intercontinental Championship, kind of like putting her on notice of sorts. Mm-hmm. The very first person, if I'm not mistaken, was Ivy Nile, so I'm very, very glad that we got that. And I think the very first person who should be that first defense of Maxine should be Ivy Nile.
I would like to see Ivy. I would like to see an Ivy run at some point, but not now. Like, she can't defeat her now. It has to be a few months. I think after 2 months, and then I would be okay with Ivy having a run.
So Becky Lynch said that she's working with lawyers to get the decision overturned. She put over the WarGames team, and then the faces came out. AJ Lee said that she sees fear in Becky Lynch, and this turned into a brawl. They didn't have any women's matches on SmackDown last week. They didn't have any matches on Monday Night Raw this week. They had
what's going on?
Pretty. I think it's trash that they couldn't at least put one women's match in those two shows. But at the same time, I understand, like, you're pushing this event, and there's no real room. The only real room is that advantage match, which is taking place or already took place by the time you listen to this on SmackDown. I don't know what kind of match you would have snuck in there, but I feel like it was surprising to see two shows go by without women, even though they were very heavily featured in those segments.
Especially because I think that the way that everything took place on Monday Night Raw, it's so heavily featured around the men's WarGames match, the opening and the close. And I get it. Sometimes you want the opener to connect to the close, but I kind of feel like it could have went with added a women's match in there.
It's just like, I personally can't like figure out which match they would have put in there. You can't put a Maxine match because you have Becky Lynch doing what she's doing. You can't do anything with Stephanie Vicaire. She got taken out by Nikki Bella. You're not going to have Nikki Bella wrestle. They did have promos for Nikki Bella and Stephanie Vicaire. So, I get it, but they should have had it. Main event, Drew McIntyre. Logan Paul picked up the victory over the Usos to gain the advantage in WarGames. I can't begin to say enough how much I hate that the Usos come out to Jay's theme song and not the Usos theme song.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally the same theme song, except written about both of them and not just Jay Uso. And honestly, that takes me out of the match.
Really?
Yes.
No, that doesn't.
I hear somebody coming out, two people. It's just me, Us. It's not you. Jimmy, it's not you. It's just me.
Oh, so you're saying as a wrestler, it would take you out of the match.
No, what do you mean? I'm not a pro wrestler. As a wrestling fan watching,
so then
I don't care. I don't want to
invest.
I don't want to invest in watching the Usos if they're first coming out and it's not even the Usos.
You're crazy.
It's not the Usos. It's just me, Us. Day one-ish.
Cray.
That's trash.
Crazy.
But you had Logan Paul, you had Drew McIntyre control most of this match. From the Usos, I would say that Jimmy shined the most. Big time here. The Vision showed up to give Logan a pep talk. Cody Rhodes and CM Punk ran down to brawl with them. Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes end up fighting. Cody Rhodes, I should say, ends up fighting in front of the referee's eyes, and nothing. The referee didn't call for a disqualification. Even though the finish was the finish. Off of that, Logan Paul rolls up Jimmy to get the victory, but you're seeing them.
There were some points where like Jay and Logan, it looked kind of like sloppy.
I don't know what that part was.
Yeah, I have no clue, but
I will say that it happens to everybody. People are like, "This is the person that people told me is better than the whole roster."
Who's that?
There was
you're just making an impression.
Stevie Richards did a podcast and said that Logan Paul is better than the whole AEW roster, and they obviously took major offense to that. I don't think Stevie Richards actually believes that Logan Paul is better than the whole roster. I think Logan Paul is certainly better than a lot of people.
Yeah, maybe he has. Maybe he means he has like potential to be better,
possibly. But the match gets finished after that quick pin from Logan Paul. They all brawled after the match. Roman Reigns showed up. Brock Lesnar finally showed up. I feel like we saw him walking backstage more than we saw him here. Brock comes out, slips right away. And then they brawled more. They cut the TV just like last week. The only difference is that they didn't have the NYPD. This was a very, 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 very lazy ending to Monday Night Raw.
So this is... Last week, we spoke about it, and I said that this should have been the women's brawling to close it out. Or it could, if you wanted to save the women brawling for SmackDown the night before Survivor Series, they could have done they could have focused on a different matchup to close out. You know, it could have been something with Vicaire and Nikki. It could have been something with Cena and Dominic. You know, but for it to be this,
I don't think it could have been Cena and Dominic because that's the route they went. And again, I don't think it could have been Nikki and Vicaire because. Say that again.
No, but the way that they ended last week's Monday Night Raw, we said that was like the close out to a Survivor Series. You can't top that. They already did so good last week.
And they literally just copy and pasted. It was the same thing, minus the police. Last week's was so much more entertaining than this week's.
Fun.
I don't care about that men's Survivor Series match at all.
Yeah, last week you had no clue where to look and who to watch. It was mayhem. This week it was like, oh, again?
Right.
I mean, Brock Lesnar fell, so that was the best thing of the segment.
I honestly think that was the most entertaining portion of that closing segment on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah. And you know what? Unfortunately for all of them involved, that was the big takeaway. What did everybody bring up and talk about with the close of Monday Night Raw? They didn't talk about who brawled with... Yeah, they didn't talk about who brawled with who. What was the headline? It was Brock Lesnar slipping on the ramp.
Yep.
So...
Moving over to NXT, we saw Jackson Drake from Evolve pick up the victory over Shawn Legacy to retain the Evolve Championship. I thought this, by the way, second week at Madison Square Garden. Me also not there. Tear.
And I'm glad. I'm glad that none of this was spoiled for me.
Yeah, I avoided all spoilers.
Yeah, I think that's nice that we were able, especially with it being title matches, and especially title changes taking place. I'm really happy that we didn't get spoiled. Like, you didn't see anything about the title change?
No.
I think that's incredible for this day and age, with it being like that internet era, for the both of us not to see that there was a title change on NXT that was taped.
I mean, I saw like spoilers, title change or whatever, but obviously I could have assumed it was the Speed Championship. I knew obviously we're getting a new Speed Champion.
Yeah, I'm just happy that we both weren't spoiled for that one.
But we had Shawn Legacy, I think, continues to be very impressive. Jackson Drake, I think, was also impressive here. That fisherman suplex moonsault gimmick, I don't even know what you would call it, from Shawn Legacy, I thought was crazy. A lot of people left this match calling Jackson Drake unsafe because he's not Mike Bailey doing the moonsault knees to the chest.
Jeez.
To me, it looked fine. I don't know if Shawn Legacy got injured or what. I don't know.
It looked okay to me. You know.
I thought this was... when they started this match, I was like, I don't know if I would necessarily have opened a show with... We've seen Jackson Drake a little bit. We've seen Shawn Legacy a little bit on NXT TV. I don't necessarily think I would have opened an NXT TV program with this match, just because I feel like people might not be familiar with them.
The only one that I would think to open with then would be the Kendall Gray versus Laney Reed.
No.
Or because I feel like the speed. I mean,
we could have opened with the Knockouts Championship.
I don't know. I don't know if I would have opened with the Knockouts Championship.
Well, but this was, I thought they both did a good job in this match. This was an entertaining match.
Yeah, ton of talent for the future, you know.
They gave you Madison Square Garden, and you did not disappoint.
No. Well, talking about the future, Fallon Henley picked up the victory over Zarya to become the new Speed Champion. As we both figured, you know, you mentioned before about seeing title change. We both assumed that the Speed Championship was going to have a title change, especially out of everything that happened last week.
I did think we were maybe going to see Sol Ruca involved there.
That is very true. I did expect a little bit more involvement, but I didn't expect Sol Ruca to like screw Zarya out of the match.
Yeah, no. But you had, Zarya had to deal with Fatal Influence in this match. Also, the time expired, and Ava came out. She added Sudden Death. I liked the red lighting for that. And I really think that this match needed the sudden death, because what they did in that 5 minutes, I feel like wasn't enough.
Mm-hmm.
So I was happy to see that sudden death. Laney ends up pulling Fallon out of the way of a spear. So Zarya ends up shooting herself into the steps. Fallon gets her back in the ring. She hits the Shining Wizard. She hits the hoedown. 1, 2, 3. So, new Speed Champion.
I thought that this was fun.
Yeah, I enjoy this match. Like you said, I didn't really expect to see Zarya walking out as champion. There could have been that branch where it's like, yes, she wins the championship, and then Sol Ruca's like, well, this is bull. You threw in the towel, and now you have one of my titles.
Yeah.
But they didn't go that route. We had Lei Ying Lee pick up the victory over Kalani Jordan and Jordan Grace to become the new Knockouts champion. You had Carlos Silva and Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer did not get a lower third. They barely mentioned him. They were like, isn't that Tommy Dreamer also? They were sitting ringside for this.
Yeah, they could have made him.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't. Like, how could you not? That didn't make sense to me. But I think it's awesome to see Lei Ying Lee win that championship. Kind of like a Dana Brooke sort of situation where they put in so much work. And then when they finally do win that championship, it's on WWE grounds, programming.
Yeah.
And it is that Knockouts championship. I think it's awesome that she won it. She should have been champion in WWE. It's a shame that they didn't do more with her.
I agree with you, especially because when she got released, they actually started building her up a good amount. I believe
that made no sense when they released her. It really made no sense.
Yeah. At the time when they released her, she was actually, I believe, just doing... She was coming into Monday Night Raw to do matches too, and was a pretty dominating person.
But I think the three of them worked well together in this match. That spot where Lee had Kalani Jordan in a submission, and then Jordan Grace picked her up for a powerbomb, but she was still locked in the submission a little bit. I thought that was a dope spot, and then she finally released it, and then Jordan Grace hit the powerbomb. Eventually, Jordan Grace hit the torture rack bomb on Kalani Jordan, and Lee got back into the ring, broke it up with a kick, and then I guess you could kind of say stole the victory. She just, from that kick, breaking up the pin, she pinned Kalani Jordan.
It was perfect. It was really done well with that ending, I thought. And I like that she picked up the victory, especially in a matchup with Kalani Jordan and Jordan Grace.
Yeah. I mean, more so even not taking anything away from Kalani Jordan. Kalani Jordan, I think, had a very invigorating Knockouts championship run. Jordynne Grace is like one of the knockouts. So to get that victory, even though she pinned the current champion, to still have that victory over Jordynne Grace in the book for that championship, I think is awesome.
I agree with you. I just hope now I really have to see something happen with Jordynne Grace. Because I feel like it's just a lot of losses. So I want to see her being brought up soon.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. But next up, you had Kendall Gray pick up the victory over Lainey Reed to retain the Evolve Championship. It was a good matchup.
I think every time Kendall Gray wrestles, you can see that she's hopefully got a very bright future in pro wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
She grew up on the men's team, the men's wrestling team. So
that's pretty cool.
I like seeing, we don't always get to see it. I feel like we did get to see it in this match. That like amateur style background of hers. For this match though, Ava had banned Fatal Influence from ringside. They eventually showed up. Ren Sinclair got involved. JC ends up knocking her off the apron. Charlie Dempsey. He was supposed to be in Japan, showed up, invaded TNA, randomly shows up to catch Ren Sinclair from falling to the ground. The referee then kicks everybody from ringside, which Lainey Reed took advantage of, but Kendall Gray got up, hit that German suplex from the middle rope, hit Shades of Grey, retains the championship. I feel like we might eventually see that happen where Lainey wins the title and we see Fatal Influence all having championships. But I'm not sure when we could possibly see that. John Cena announced the Iron Survivor Challenge competitors. And for the women's team, he announced Lola Vice. He announced Kalani Jordan. He announced Jordynne Grace. He announced Sol Ruka. And he announced Kendall Gray. Does Kendall Gray
like that when he did the
walk out with that win? Who walks out of that as the winner?
I have no clue, but I did like that when he did the announcements. He didn't just like say their names. He actually gave like a short blurb about them.
Yeah. Also,
to put them over. I really like that.
Yeah. Earlier, he also announced the men's team. Not the men's team, the men's match. Joe Hendry. Mm-hmm. He did the pose. He put Joe Hendry over big time. He put over Javon Evans and Leon Slater big time. I think it's awesome that we're getting a TNA superstar in this match.
Yeah.
Dion Lennox is in it. And then he announced that the winner of the main event, that being Miles Bourne or Trick Williams, we know now that it was Miles Bourne. And I think, like you said, I think it was really cool to hear John Cena talk about every single person that he was putting in this match.
Yeah.
I don't know how scripted it was, but with 2 dates left in his career to have them like air that where he's saying each individual blurb, I think it's huge for literally everybody in those matches.
Oh, of course. And I'm like, I mean, even him saying that he believes in Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
Like, that's awesome. You know, and I feel like for all of those wrestlers that he did put over, I feel like that he can't wrestle them, obviously. He can't wrestle them in the ring and put them over with a matchup. So what does he do?
I mean,
he puts them over verbally.
He could have.
Huh?
He could have.
He could have, but he puts them over verbally.
I have to say, man,
especially the women's division.
I'm very disappointed that we got nothing with Brooks Jensen. I thought we would see something, maybe a little tiny thing. Just give me a backstage, something like that. How do you have the son of B Squared not do anything with John Cena on the Last Time Is Now tour?
Yeah, Bull Buchanan.
That's crazy to me. But the main event, Miles Bourne picked up the victory over Trick Williams. And because of him picking up the victory over Trick Williams, I almost feel like Miles Bourne has to be the one to win the Iron Survivor Challenge.
I would be happy with that.
I can't necessarily see him beating Ricky Saints for the championship. I wouldn't hate if he did, though.
you know what? I can see him defeating Ricky Saints. I think that Ricky Saints has held the championship for a long enough time where it could change hands now. Like, if it's, to me, it's not a quick title change. I would be okay with if Miles Bourne defeats Ricky Saints. I would be okay with that. And if Ricky Saints loses, I don't think that he would necessarily have to be directly called up to the main roster right away. I think he could still stick around in NXT too, even if he loses.
Could you see any of the women beating JC Jane?
You know what? She just won.
Part of me thinks that we could possibly see Sol Ruka in that spot, and then like more hijinks happen between Zaruka.
That's the thing. I can't see Sol Ruka. Something with Sol Ruka and Zarya has to play out, and especially with Sol Ruka with her leg right now. I don't know if I would see anybody defeat. I could see maybe JC Jane defeats whoever wins, but then Ricky Saints loses to whoever wins, which is hopefully Miles Bourne.
I like the double neck breaker spot they did in that match.
Yeah,
where they both went down. Cool. Bourne ends up hitting Bourne again outside the ring, gets him back in the ring, hits it again for a second time, gets the victory off that, and then Dark State surrounds the ring. Javon ran out, Leon Slater ran out, Joe Hendry ran out, and they didn't back up, but they also ended the show.
Mm-hmm.
So that is NXT. Moving over to SmackDown. It kicked off with Jey Uso picking up the victory over Rusev in the Last Time Is Now tournament to advance, I should say. I think this was an obvious outcome that Jey would move on here. But I do like that Rusev, I say this about everybody. Everybody in this tournament looks strong. Rusev kicked out after one when Jey Uso speared him. Jey got out of an attitude adjustment, though. He hit another spear. An Uso splash, gets the victory over Rusev. And I like that Rusev went for that attitude adjustment. He did the "you can't see me." Everybody's tying everything to John Cena, and I think that's what this tournament is really... I mean, obviously that's what the tournament's all about, but I like that they're all adding... Like, even later on, LA Knight picks up the victory over The Miz to advance, which I guess we should have seen Joe Hendry was not going to be the one replacing Sheamus. Earlier on SmackDown, Miz was basically begging Nick Aldis to get back in the tournament. Nick Aldis said he has to pick fair and square. He picked a ball. R-Truth showed up with balls, and they had a very non-PG conversation. But the ball that Nick Aldis picked ended up being the Miz's ball. And I don't think it was a terrible segment. I think it adds to how the Miz got back in without feeling like they just randomly put the Miz. Even though, I mean, storyline-wise, I should say. But Miz, he controlled a lot of this match. And I think that's good because he was the one who really wanted to be in this the most. He was fired up. And I liked Miz getting this opportunity. I liked Miz catching LA Knight off his double jump elbow with the skull-crushing finale. I thought that was a nice counter. I liked the Miz using that STF. That's what I was about to say before. Everybody's doing these John Cena moves. The Miz used the STF. Eventually, Miz went for another skull-crushing finale. LA Knight reversed that into a BFT. Gets the victory. You had the U.S. Championship celebration. Jade Cargill showed up when Chelsea Green was about to have pyro go off for her to celebrate. She ends up taking Alba Fire out. Chelsea tried to get away, and Jade hit Jaded. I don't like that two singles champions are working a program against one another. If that's what they are doing, you had backstage segment with B-Fab and Mia Yim as well. I don't know where this leads, but I want Chelsea Green to be in a feud for the U.S. Championship with other women, and I want Jade to be in a feud for the Women's Championship with other women. I don't want them to be in the same program. You had for the advantage for WarGames, Charlotte Flair picked up the victory over Asuka. I wish it wasn't Asuka losing in this match. Cole, he mentioned that their record was tied, and they gave reasons as to why Charlotte would be the one getting the victory. And I wouldn't be able to pick who, if it wasn't Asuka, then who would it be? But they had a pretty good match. It was pretty even. Asuka at one point accidentally misted the timekeeper. Flair ends up getting out of the Asuka lock into the pin. Asuka obviously kicks out, but Charlotte was able to hit natural selection, get the victory over Asuka there. You had the main event, a traditional 5-on-5 elimination Survivor Series match. Team MFT picked up the victory over Team Sammy. I'd say that the MFTs had more control over this match. JC Mateo was the first one eliminated by Motor City Machine Guns, which I feel like the IWC will complain about. Tama Tonga and Shinsuke Nakamura, they end up going at it. Tama Tonga ends up eliminating Nakamura. Phoenix gets in the ring. He's able to overcome Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. Ends up eliminating Tonga Loa. Eventually, Solo Sikoa was in. He went to hit Phoenix with that Samoan spike. Phoenix got out of the way of that. Tags in Chris Sabin. Alex Shelley gets in the match. And they're working on Solo Sikoa. The referee gets distracted. Tama Tonga pushes Alex Shelley off the top rope. Leads to Tama Tonga chokeslamming Alex Shelley, taking him out of the match. Chris Sabin got in there. He also got taken out by Tama Tonga. I liked that frog splash from Phoenix to the outside. That was dope. But Tama Tonga ends up eliminating Rey Fenix when he gets back into the ring. And then Tama Tonga went at it with Sami Zayn. They end up outside the ring. Tama Tonga ends up getting counted out. Obviously, you can't really have Tama Tonga get pinned, so they have him lose via count out. And then it leaves Sami Zayn and Solo Sikoa. Sami, I think, looked very strong going up against Solo Sikoa here. Kicked out of multiple moves. But in the end, Solo Sikoa hit that Samoan spike, gets the victory. And then the lights go out. The Wyatt Six get up on the apron. Solo Sikoa sees that. Uncle Howdy shows up from behind, hits him with Sister Abigail. That's the close of SmackDown. Fire close of SmackDown. But that is SmackDown. Going to do some predictions for Survivor Series WarGames taking place at Petco Park, San Diego, California. I guess we could start with Stephanie Vaquer defending the Women's Championship against Nikki Bella.
I'm going Stephanie Vaquer.
I'm going to say Vaquer as
and
well.
I think Nikki Bella's going to retire soon.
I think it's a kind of a difficult match to pick, though. But I'm going to say Stephanie Vaquer.
Well, that's funny. I don't have difficulty with this matchup at all. Let's go for his... it's weird. His second to last match.
This is his final premium live event match.
Yeah. John Cena defending his Intercontinental Championship against Dominic Mysterio in the hometown of Dominic Mysterio, San Diego. I
think I need to say John Cena.
This one is actually very tough.
The only reason why I think it has to be John Cena is because the outcome of the last time is now tournament. At this point, I feel like it can't just be for the I retired John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to see the winner of that become champion. So that's why I picked John Cena over Dom.
And then I guess you have to think about the play factor of Sheamus at some point with the IC championship.
Sheamus right now, we don't know what's going to happen. He's out with an injury, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's true too. Damn. You know what? I'm going to not take up 5 more minutes of this. I'm going to actually go with Dirty Dom winning the championship over John Cena in San Diego.
My main event, the Women's War Games match. You have Rhea Ripley teaming up with Io Sky, Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and AJ Lee picking up the victory, I think, over Nia Jax, Lash Legend, the Kabuki Warriors, and Becky Lynch. I think AJ Lee has to pin Becky Lynch here.
You know what? I would agree with you. Because I have to think about the men's War Games matchup too. I'm agreeing with you. I think that we do see the faces come out as the winners of the women's matchup, and I think it's going to be so much fun. I think we're definitely gonna see that trash can spot with Io from the top.
Right.
I'm curious to see if she's gonna innovate that a little bit. Well, not innovate, but change it up a little bit. This is AJ Lee's first War Games matchup. Same thing with a lot of.
This is AJ Lee's first any sort
TLE.
of match like this. She's been the only time she's ever been involved in sort of like a cage match was going in to help Dolph Ziggler. I think at a live event.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't have this back then.
No. But it's going to be a fun match. I mean, the last War Games matchup they had, I thought could have been better than the men's War Games matchup. You know,
the only way I'm
next up,
satisfied
you
with
had
the men's. Are you going to introduce it?
Sorry?
I just go through it.
Oh, sure. Next up, the men's War Games matchup. You're going to have CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, the Usos, and Roman Reigns picking up the victory, going against The Vision, Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre, and Brock Lesnar. I will pick this one first. I am actually going to say that the heels come out as the winners.
The only way I would care about this match is if it's Braun Breaker picking up the victory over CM Punk, and that leads to Braun Breaker beating CM Punk for the title.
Mm-hmm.
The only way. So I'm also picking the heels.
And you know what? I'm going with the heels, but I'm going to say that this match doesn't main event. I think that unless they announced it already,
there's
I think
absolutely
that
no way the women are main eventing.
I think that the women are going to close it out.
I 100% don't think so.
Did they announce it yet?
No, but there's no champion in that match. There's no further nothing further goes from that except for singles matches or tag matches.
It kind of sends the crowd home happy though with the faces picking up the victory as opposed to the
think
heels.
We're gonna see that men's War Games close.
Unless who did you pick as the winner?
Well, the heels. Braun Breaker hopefully pins CM Punk.
Okay.
So that is our predictions for Survivor Series. Going to take a quick little break, and I'll be right back here on Markin Out.
This is the new effing show, Jerry Lynn, and you're listening to Markin Out.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Markin Out, episode 773. Moving back to AEW Full Gear. I didn't see it. I saw clips, obviously. The Bang Bang Gang picked up the victory over the Not Acclaimed, the Not Learning Tree, and the Outrunners in a $200,000 four-way tag match. You had Boom and Doom pick up the victory over RPG Vice. Big Justice hit a diamond cutter on Rocky Romero. I think that was awesome. I think the fans really, really enjoyed that. I saw some people trashing that. I feel like you're way out of line trashing that. I think Big Boom, AJ, and Big Justice continue to be highlights for AEW. You had Hook and Eddie Kingston pick up the victory over the Workhorsemen. El Sky Team picked up the victory over the Don Callis family to retain. You had Pac pick up the victory over Darby Allin. Timeless Love Bombs picked up the victory over Babes of Wrath. Sisters of Sin and Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir to go on to pick that stipulation for their semifinal match, which makes absolutely zero sense, but I'll put a pin in that. Yet FTR pick up the victory over Brodito to become the new AEW Tag Team Champions. Ricochet won the Casino Gauntlet to become the new AEW National Champion. Tony Khan had his talent go on TV, put over the lineage of the NWA National Championship, did an interview where he said, oh, it's not the same lineage. It's their own title. He said that he spoke to Billy Corgan about it. Kind of seemed like he was gaslighting the NWA wrestlers and people who spoke about them using the lineage of that NWA title. And then he shows off this brand new championship. It's literally a copy of the NWA TV title and a mix of one of the older designs of the national championship. To me, that's Carney. The design is still being used by NWA for the TV title, at least. I understand that the NWA may not own that design specifically, but if it's still in use, man, that's Carney. Yet Kyle O'Reilly pick up the victory over Jon Moxley in a no-holds-barred match. Mark Briscoe beat Kyle Fletcher to become the TNT champion. I think that's awesome that Mark Briscoe's the TNT champion. Young Bucks, Josh Alexander picked up the victory over Kenny Omega at the Jurassic Express to win $1 million. And then the Elite hugged afterwards. They all left with Jurassic Express and no Josh Alexander. Chris Statlander picked up the victory over Mercedes Moné to retain. Samoa Joe beat Hangman in a cage match to become the new AEW champion. Hook turned heel during this match. And then Swerve returned, unfortunately, took out a bunch of people by himself to save Hangman. I'll put a pin in that. Moving over to AEW Dynamite, kicked off Kyle Fletcher, picked up the victory over Okada to gain a point. I literally couldn't care less about these matches. It's been boring. The Continental Classic is one of the worst things I've ever seen on TV. I would have preferred people that you don't see in matches these days. Give me Anthony Bowens in the Continental Classic. To me, this is just beyond lazy. Both Okada and Kyle Fletcher end up pushing the ref, different spots to crotch each other. The referee could barely care that he got pushed. They fought outside the ring. It's the same thing every single match. Okada, in front of the referee's eyes, gouged Kyle Fletcher's eyes. Ref did nothing about it. He went for a Rainmaker. Kyle rolls him up, gets that victory. After a match like Kyle Fletcher had at Full Gear with Mark Briscoe, it makes no sense that he has a match like this. He's completely fine. There's zero selling at that. He's covered in scratches, but that's about it. And also, I think it's really stupid. They just unified the titles. Now they're ununifying it if Okada loses. It's all too confusing. It shouldn't be this confusing. Yeah, the Babes of Wrath, unfortunately, pick up the victory over the Sisters of Sin to advance. This was really, honestly, the only match that I was interested in going into Dynamite. Some of the stuff that they did in this match, I didn't get. But the Sisters of Sin controlled most of the match, which really, it kind of spelled it out that they were not going to be winning this. I liked the blind tag spot from Sky Blue when Willow thought that Julia Hart was legal. I thought when Willow and Harley actually connected with that wheelbarrow splash move that they did, I thought that was going to be at the end of the match. It wasn't. I still really, I hate that the Sisters of Sin lost. To me, they were the only team in this tournament who should have become the champions. I think it's safe to assume we know who's walking out with those titles. You have the Ops championship celebration. Joe came out looking like $1 million. Before Joe could really say anything, Swerve pulls up in a truck, comes out with a chain. He got a staple gun from Prince Nana. And then as he's walking, like West Side Story, Hangman pulls up, joins him, got a chain as well. Joe sent Shibata to the back to get the dojo guys. They came out. Joe brought out Hook, which honestly, this was the first time that I thought his new theme actually fit him. And he starts cutting a promo. based on that little bit of promo, I think that's the best we've ever heard from Hook. And then Swerve showed up in the crowd. Hangman showed up in the crowd. They attacked the dojo members. The Ops escaped. The dojo guys got beat down. And they choked two of the members over the top rope with chains around their necks. They hanged them. In 2025, I couldn't care less about Hangman and Swerve. This version of the Ops, though, I think could be great. Whether or not we get this for a long time, it doesn't seem like that. And I hope we get a lengthy title run from Joe. It just, a lot of people don't think so. I feel like there's no reason to think so either, unfortunately. Yeah, Jon Moxley picked up the victory over Mascara Dorada to gain a point in the Continental Classic. Even though they left the ring multiple times, I think this was the most entertaining match on Dynamite. Which honestly I think is shocking for me to say because Jon Moxley, 2025, super boring. The running diamond cutter over the barricade I thought was cool. The sell by Jon Moxley I thought was trash. Mox hit his own cutter in the ring. Dorada reversed the paradigm shift. He hit a 450. He went for a shooting star press, but unfortunately Jon Moxley blocked that. Locked him in a sleeper. They made it look like Mascara Dorada would win. But I think you had to know that he was not going to be beating Jon Moxley. It would have been incredible if he did, though. I was really hoping that he was going to beat Jon Moxley. Toni Storm came out afterwards, starts talking to Jon Moxley. And she announced that her match with Marina Shafir and Megan Bayne and Mina Shirakawa, it's going to be a hardcore holiday death match. They just did Blood and Guts. Please tell me what's the point of Blood and Guts. Let's do a death match, folks. Let's follow up Blood and Guts with a death match. Kevin Knight picked up the victory over Darby Allin to gain a point. I think this was a surprising victory for Kevin Knight. I thought it was a very good match for him. Tony Schiavone called it Kevin Knight's biggest win of the tournament. The tournament began at 8 p.m. So I would say it was his biggest win for the tournament. It was his only win of the tournament. He had there were no other matches for him. Claudio in the main event picked up the victory over Orange Cassidy. I think this was the obvious outcome here. It seems like they're building Claudio up to eventually take over the Death Riders. That's why I thought it would have been perfect if Mascara Dorada beat Moxley. Moxley, just have him lose these matches that you wouldn't expect Jon Moxley to lose. I thought that would have been good. Orange Cassidy went to attack afterwards. Roderick Strong ran out. Takeshita ran out. Knight ran out. Dorada ran out. Kyle Fletcher was there. Okada just looked on. I think this was such a messy, garbage ending. Overall, a pretty boring episode outside of that women's tag and that Dorada match with Jon Moxley. And the Ops segment. Well, half the Ops segment at least. So I'm not looking forward to more of the Continental Classic at all. Because it doesn't seem like Mascara Dorada is going to be picking up any victories. Hopefully he does. Hopefully that's his only loss. I just have a lot of doubts. So that's AEW Dynamite. I guess I'll cover the Thanksgiving Collision next week. So, hey Brandon, got any shout outs?
Hey there, Hef. We should listen to Brandon's shout outs.
The first shout out goes to A Man on the Inside. It's back for its second season on Netflix. Now that you have Netflix, I highly suggest watching this. Stars.
I may have to toss it on the list. First off, I gotta watch that episode of Stranger Things.
Well, when is that? That's not out yet. Is that out?
It came out this week.
What do you mean? Stranger Things isn't out yet, is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yep.
Are you talking kayfabe or are you talking
No, yeah, it's November 25th started.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm almost certain.
I feel like, is that accurate? I thought it was coming in December.
No, they have certain split series kind of a thing where they have it, I think it's the first maybe few episodes now, starting to come out, and then they also have
Wrong. Season
December.
5 comes out next Wednesday.
Are you sure?
Yeah, just checked it on Netflix.
I don't know.
I literally just looked. It says coming next Wednesday. That's December 3rd. Unless it's this Wednesday. I don't know.
The air date of episode 1 is November 26th.
I don't know. Maybe it is already. Maybe it comes out tonight and we didn't realize. Or I didn't realize.
Yeah, it's out to volume 1 of the final season of Stranger Things drops November 26th at 5 p.m.
Well,
PST.
So that would be 8 p.m. Well, I guess I'll see that. Who knows? But A Man on the Inside back, like I said. Mary Steenburgen joins the cast, and I think it's really awesome to see her and Ted Danson act together again.
Who is this?
Ted's wife.
But what would I know her from?
I have no idea. I mean, they've been in a bunch of movies before that. They've been on Curb together before Ted Danson and her got divorced. And people, her actual Hollywood friends thought they got divorced in real life because of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Everybody loves Ted Danson.
But yeah, they're back together. If you didn't see season 1, Ted Danson is a retired professor who gets hired by a PI to go undercover. He's on a new case this season. I really don't know how it wasn't nominated for an Emmy last year. Or this year, I guess, technically. I laughed in literally every episode of this second season. It's a shame that it wasn't nominated. So hopefully this gets nominated. My next shout out goes to Playdate, which is a new movie on Amazon Prime starring Kevin James and Alan Ritchson. Sarah Chalk is in it. Alan Tudyk is in it. Stephen Root, Isla Fisher. Paul Walter Hauser is also in it. It's an action comedy about a playdate that turns into them being targeted by mercenaries. The reviews for this movie are absolutely awful. Like, absolutely awful. I thought this was funny, and I would 100% watch a sequel. This is right up my alley. So, I appreciated that film. I didn't even know this was a movie coming out. I just happened to go on Amazon Prime, and I saw this was a new movie out. Another shout out is going to the movie The Roses, based on the novel The War of the Roses. It's a modern reimagining of the 1989 film of that same name. This stars Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman as a couple. It seems like they have a picture-perfect marriage, but it begins to fall apart. Andy Samberg's in it. Kate McKinnon's in it. Allison Janney appears as well. It's a black comedy. This has mixed reviews. I enjoy this movie. Did you ever see the original from 1989?
What was it called?
The War of the Roses. Danny DeVito was in it. He directed that one as well. Michael Douglas, I believe, was in it.
No, I didn't see it.
I feel like that would have been a movie you would have seen.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, I enjoy this. It's they had a house in it that I wish I could have seen in person. And all the food looked good, even though I don't eat seafood. So, but my last shout out, Jimmy Cliff unfortunately passed away this week at the age of 81. He was a reggae artist. His hits, The Harder They Come, Many Rivers to Cross, You Can Get It If You Really Want, Wonderful World, Beautiful People. He did a cover of Wild World and also a cover of I Can See Clearly Now that was done for Cool Runnings. But he was a pioneer for reggae music and one of the main artists really credited for bringing reggae to America and the rest of the world. I saw him perform at Summer Stage in Central Park back in 2010. It's the only time I ever went to one of those concerts in Central Park, and I really wish I could have seen him more than once. But I'm very glad that I got to see Jimmy Cliff. So go listen to his music this weekend. Those are my shout-outs. Now it's time for That is right. Our mark out moment of the week. I got to go from the AAA Alianza show. Dominic Mysterio wore a Los Gringos Loco inspired gear. And I thought that was awesome. Him and El Grande Americano, like, I didn't realize, I think it has to have been the same spot where Los Gringos Locos took that like infamous picture of Eddie Guerrero and Art Barr. I feel like they recreated it. I feel like that was the same exact wall, so I thought that was also cool. Mm-hmm. Also, after the match, the Lucha Brothers reunited to challenge him and El Grande Americano to a match at Guerra de Titanes.
Incredible.
I hope this still happens. It's in December. I don't know what's going to happen with Penta's injury.
Yeah, that's the big one to kind of watch right now, is that injury and how severe it is. Hopefully he's not as severely injured, because this is just an incredible thing to happen right now with them coming back together.
Yeah.
And debuting as the Lucha Bros.
What do you mean debuting?
Well, on WWE TV. Well, in a WWE format.
I think they will be going as Lucha Brothers. They did say the Lucha Brothers, so I don't know if...
Yeah, they mentioned it.
Well, you said Lucha Bros, so I just have to clarify.
Oh. Gotcha.
Also, I marked out Ringside Fest was this week, and they showed off a bunch of new figures. I popped big time for the Cactus Jack and Chelsea Green double pack with the Chelsea Green and the Cactus Jack gear. I thought that was cool. The Ultimate John Cena from Elimination Chamber, where he turns heel. It comes with an alternate hand with the watch from Cody Rhodes that he used to hit Cody Rhodes with. I thought that was really cool.
That was cool.
Other attires for the headbangers that they're releasing, with Mosh having that bra and then the full face paint for Thrasher. I was a big Headbangers fan, so getting to see that in figure form I thought was really cool. Biggest moment from Ringside Fest. They showed off a Ringside exclusive Defining Moments New Jack figure, staple gun included, alternate body, bloody head scan, or whatever you want to call those these days.
Definitely got mixed, interesting responses on that one.
Interesting in what way?
Well, I mean, I saw some people not really understanding why New Jack.
What?
Yeah.
I thought, like, if I was still collecting figures, I think that's 100% a figure I'd be purchasing.
I didn't understand the Bully Ray, why he, like, is shirtless.
Well, because they show off the soft goods. It was because he comes with a soft goods shirt.
Yeah.
So that's that's how they do it. But it's really funny because there's a photograph from way back in the day when ECW first had their figures of Bubba Ray's figure, and it's literally that, and he's in like black trunks. So it's like similar to what that prototype or whatever you want to call the render was for that. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of funny. I don't know if they did that on purpose. Probably not. I think it was more so to just show off the soft goods. I don't know how those two figures are already getting a re-release. It was just a double pack last year, so I don't know why they're doing that again. But now there's singles releases.
The other ones, like the Ultimate Chelsea Green, looks really cool. They had a really sick looking Penta, the Defining Moments Penta.
Yeah, Penta comes with alternate mouths. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, so they have like Ricky Saints. They had head cheese.
Yeah, they had not head cheese
I guess
themselves. They had
Blackman.
the cheese head for Steve Blackman.
Yeah, not Al Snow yet, but hopefully at some point.
Maybe not.
But
I don't know if we'll see that. I hope, because we're getting that figure. I hope we're getting Steve Blackman in WWE 2K26.
That would be interesting.
You have any other mark-out moments?
A mark-out moments was probably seeing all of that. Let's see. I did get my Tony Nese rookie card from eBay in the mail, so going to add that to the collection. So I marked out for everything that took place, and I'm definitely going to mark out a lot more this upcoming Saturday for Survivor Series.
When you say
For
it's
sure.
rookie card, is it WWE or is it AEW?
WWE.
All right.
Yeah, it says it actually says RC rookie card on it.
Well, those are the Mark Out
So.
moments of the week. That is Marking Out episode 773. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can follow us on Twitter at Marking Out, at BTTG161 on all platforms. Chris Sweendog, CM Sweeney85, David PTDPT, Facebook.com/Marking Out, YouTube and Instagram at Marking Out 11, ProWrestlingTees.com/Marking Out. Use the code Black Friday 2025 for 25% off. At Marking Out on TikTok. Rate, review, subscribe. Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, iHeartRadio, YouTube, markingout.com, and we wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. Have a